we're still good. So hey, that's what. And then I had a girl. We were working. We were on the job. And she kept on trying to touch me. I'm like, hey, not on. We can do this off. The floor, as we say. In the industry, we can do this off the floor. We can do the touching and kissing and rubbing and stuff like that out. Maybe in the parking lot or something like that, which we did. But I was like, I have to be professional. I have to be completely business minded while I'm on the job. So that's just the little stories. But got to get back to Diddy. Diddy, he's innocent. He should be free. Let's just say that he should be free. Innocent. Diddy is innocent. But 50 is the man for like a lot of reasons. He's that like grimy Queens nigga. But Queens is all about that money. Queens is about getting money. Queens is definitely about money. So if you look at some of the hottest rappers like Nas, all the way to Nicki Minaj, Queens gets the money. They get money. They get theirs. So 50 Cent, Southside Jamaica Queens, he's getting money. He's getting money all over the place. He's getting money with these TV deals. He's had his deals with I think Showtime, and then he had his top ratings in African American and Latino households for over a decade. 0 Emmy nominations. That's unheard of. If there's a hit show, it's gonna get its due, no matter what. You can hate it as much as you get. A lot of people hated The Sopranos. The Italians couldn't stand The Sopranos. They're like, why are they showing us like that? I mean, they already had Goodfellas. They had The Godfather. They had, all these different programs. Why are they showing us like that? So that's what the Italians were saying. And Mr. Troy Star Terrain was not a fan of El Sopranos. I thought it was excellent. It was great storytelling, great direction, great writing, great sound. I mean, there were moments in the sound was just superb. So that's just me. But anyway, 50 had his foot on Diddy's neck for over a decade at least. He's been trolling him. He's been calling him, saying that he never went to any of the white parties, just like Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He never went to any of those white parties, never participated, knew better, thought about it. Because we also have somebody now, who's next? I'm not saying any names, except I'm saying the name, Dr. Dre. If he goes down, then that's going to be hip hop. That's going to be the East Coast versus the West Coast. If East Coast goes down, West Coast goes down. West Coast went down, then the East Coast went down with Tupac, then Biggie. Is it going to be Diddy, then Dre? Because even Eminem admits, he said, what are you going to do to me after you slap D Barnes or something like one of them lyrics? I don't know the exact lyrics, but he said something along to that effect. Then Michelle A or something like that he had an issue with. Then he had another wife he had an issue with. He looks like he's next in line. And the media is hungry. Media is a lion. Media will chew up anything it gets thrown at them. Any hunk of flesh is going to go to work with it. So I think there's definitely going to be a lot of tension. Like I said, they had their vodka wars. Effing vodka versus Ciroc. 50 was like effing, but he sold his stake for $60 million. It's a little shadier with Diddy. I don't know how much he sold it for. I don't even know if he sold his stake. He had lawsuits against Diageo. I think it's the proper pronunciation. But he had lawsuits against them. So that could possibly be a problem. Well, definitely could be a problem. Definitely was a problem for him. And like I said, this is the alleged. Diageo vodka was like the Sosa to Diddy's Tony. He's Tony Montana. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Diddy. He's got Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, P Diddy. I'm gonna start calling him Tony because he was Tony Montana, not Tony Soprano. Tony Montana from Scarface. He ran up. He did everything. He legitimized his businesses. He got his sister a nice business. He tried to do everything right. He didn't want to kill the kids. Then that, I was like, wait a minute, you should have blew him up, man. You should forget them kids, forget the girl, forget the women and the kids. You should have done the job. So he was like, Sosa was like, don't F with me, Tony. Don't F with me. And then like Diageo, allegedly, Diageo, Vodka was like, don't F with me, Puff. Don't F with me, Diddy, because your whole life is about to change for the worst. And that's exactly what happened. Because it was like a lead up. Like they were getting like the HSI, Homeland Security Investigation, I think is what it's called. They were getting all their ducks in a row. They were getting everything, in order to have Diddy prosecuted, get the charges underway. He has 3 criminal charges and a slew of civil suits, like just over 120. Like there was an emergency line that the lawyer against Diddy and the civil suits, what's his name, Bixby, I think his name is Bixby. I could be wrong. Could be Buxby. I think it's Buxby. Maybe it's Buxby. He had a line set up in 24 hours. There were over 12,000 reported calls. Now, maybe they were cranks. Maybe they were, false flagging. Maybe they were like that. But who knows? It's weird. It's very strange. It's weird. But 50 Cent, to his credit. But did anybody remember this? Anybody remember this from 2019? This is 50. Right here is a transgender woman. And he's got his arm. The transgender got his arm over 50. And Young Buck is like way over here. Almost outside the frame of the camera shot. And like, is that because of what though? What was that because? Because 50 was alleging that, maybe not. It may not be alleged. It could be true. I didn't check into it too much. I was looking for Diddy, but he was saying that how Young Buck was caught with a transgender transgender woman, and 50 just went to town with that. He just kept going over and about his former affiliate to G Unit. And that's what's so amazing about me, because 50 Cent it's kind of ironic, because Diddy and 50 Cent have similarities in how people didn't stick around too long under G Unit. The Game left, Young Buck left. Who should get a statue and somewhere in Queens? Anybody know? Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo was the most loyal, most dedicated underbosses to the boss. He's definitely one of the most dedicated men in hip hop, definitely. That held and continues to hold 50 down. So he's part of the Passport militia, or wherever they call them. He's got the medallion with the blue passport with the diamonds in it and everything. So that is a true fact, as they call it. But I'm not too sure about the Young Buck, and I'm gonna look that up real quick. Maybe I should have done a little bit more. I don't want to talk about Young Buck. I want to talk about Diddy. So let me see. Said Young Buck was catfished and secretly recorded. So that's this Young Buck. But back to Diddy. Diddy 50 and Diddy, like bosses. You can't deny the fact that they're both bosses. Diddy just took a lot of losses as a boss. He took more losses than 50. 50 took losses like a little bit earlier in his career. He had hits In the Club, PIMP, 21 Questions, Window Shopper, Candy Store. He had hits. He continues to have hits. But what was it? A few years later, his house was burned down. The old Mike Tyson mansion, and he was like back to square one almost. It was like I'm trying to make this clear. I hope I'm not. If I'm BSing, let me. Sky, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. What the hell, you don't know what you're talking about. But I'd say that with 50 Cent being a boss, he knew how to reorient himself. He knew how to change lanes. He knew how to shift gears. He knew how to do it. He came from being low. Probably one of the lowest points commercially was when he lost to Kanye West. The big sales war on September 11, 2007. Who would have the most sales? I think he sold like a respectable, pretty good, like 400,000 units. Like he almost sold gold, But Ye, he killed it. He had like 700 or 800,000 sold, so he won like by a lot. But didn't deter 50. 50 said, you know what? I don't have to do music. What am I doing music for? I'm going into movies. I'm going to TV shows. He said, I ain't no actor, but then he became an actor. He lost 100 and something pounds on one show about being an African or something like that. If anybody remembers that movie, 50 Cent lost 100, like a lot of weight. What was that movie called? Beyond and by what's his name? All things fall apart. Well, all things fall apart, but Things Fall Apart is by Chinua Achebe. But I think this was different. But yeah, he lost 198 pounds. See, he's not about that life anymore. He's not about that. He said he currently weighs 198 pounds. He lost more than 40 pounds. Excuse me. And then another report said he lost over 50 pounds. He was inspired to embrace a healthier lifestyle after being shot 9 times in 2000. He said he was working out to get stronger in case he was attacked again. He researched other actors' experience when they lost weight for roles. He looked at interviews they gave while promoting the project. So All Things Fall Apart back in 2010. So this is 14 years ago. He was a football player that got diagnosed with cancer. I didn't realize that. I thought he was in for something for I thought it was that's what I thought it was Africa, because the name of the show is All Things Fall Apart, not Things Fall Apart. Obviously about the African thing. Thank you for that, Charles 13X. Even though they retracted your message, I don't understand when they retract messages. They retracted both of your messages, and I don't know. But I respect you. I thank you for your $1, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Terrence, Trent, Darby, Crash. Even though you haven't sent in a red cent, I respect you for telling the truth on me. I appreciate that. So, what are we going to do? Like with Diddy and 50, it's like he won. 51. 51, obviously. There's no question. Dame won. Dame Dash won. If you wanted to go with, bosses, Jay-Z definitely won, but it's like, what's happening with Dre is like close. Dre and Jay are very neck and neck for something's about to spill on them. If they make a false move, it's over for them. Diddy made a false move, allegedly. So it's over for him. Skylar starts giggling if you push his belly button with your finger. Like the Pillsbury Doughboy. It go, oh. Thank you, Terrence Church, Darby Crash, for the trolling. If I didn't have my trolls, I wouldn't be anything. That's going to be, I should get that on a t-shirt. I should have a copyright on that. If it weren't for my trolls, I would be nothing. I appreciate the trolls. Dreaming of a wishing well, kiss and tell, a wishing well. Na, na, na. What was the other one? Sign my name across my heart. Gotta get the infinity ring. All right, so Diddy definitely should be free. He's innocent. Guilty until proven innocent. I mean, yeah. That's what everybody thinks right now. He's guilty until proven. Yeah, they have the weight of the trial is going to be on the defense. They say they have to say that he's completely not guilty and he has to prove his innocence. No, the weight is upon the prosecution. They have to prove his guilt. They have to prove if he's guilty or not. That's the weight of the prosecution. He has to just, lay in the cut and be like, take that, He might even do the Diddy bop in the courtroom. I want there to be cameras. I don't think there's gonna be cameras because I don't know if that's the reason. Why are there? Does anybody know why there are some court cases where you can allow cameras and some court cases where you can't? Is it just up to the judge's discretion? Is it the state? Is it government? What makes it a difference? What makes it different? Why are there some cases where you can have the courts, artists that makes up the different images of whoever's in the courtroom, and people like that. I don't know. It's goofy to me. So, with all that said, we have to take into account the fact that Diddy is innocent. He is innocent. He should be freed. Free Diddy. And 50 is one of the truest to ever do it. He knew ahead of time. He knew way back when. He must have heard it in the industry. People were saying like, yeah, he's got the baby oil. He's got these freak offs. He's got he locks the doors. There's chicks everywhere. There's dudes everywhere. And it's a crazy scene, But he knew it. He was like, why am I going to that? I'm gonna ish on Diddy or S on him, future. Not just like Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He's a business associate of Diddy. They've had meetings together, but they're not friends. They're not buddies. Not like you want to pal around at the Hamptons in the white and clothes. And same thing goes with 50. 50 is a very smart man. He's extremely smart. He's smart like Mr. Troy Star Terrain, even though he'll say he's a dumb dropout. But 50 is very smart. He's not only like one of the greatest orators in hip hop. He's very well spoken in interviews, but he knows business. He knows what business is about. From way back when he had the How to Rob, people thought, oh, that's kind of corny. That was brilliant, and it caught the attention of none other than Sean Corey Carter, Jay-Z. I'm about $1. What the F is 50 Cent? All he had to do was just mention his name in the song, and that just blew him up. He started with different labels. Then I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened. I can't call it, so I'm not going to get into it. All I'm going to say is that Diddy had issues with Puff. Diddy had issues with Puff with 50 because 50 was like on an occasion. Diddy asked him, yeah, why don't you come out and we can go together. We can go shopping together. And then he was like, what? That's what a guy says to a girl. Like, I'm not gonna be shopping with you like that. Like, but it's ironic too when you a window shopper and he's going, he's with Mace and they're going to different stores and stuff like that in the video. Like, okay, maybe it's a different deal. I don't know, but but if you just look at the collapse of Bad Boy and the collapse of G Unit, and there's differences though. I think there was a lot of issues with 50 Cent making. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it in a second. But with Diddy, just rearranging people's lives, their whole mind frames. Their mind frames like went crazy. Craig Mack went to an ultimate, super religious person. Mace went to a pastor, a reverend. Loon went into a Islamic, minded person, a Muslim that was like beyond. Then Black Rob, I think Black Rob, did he go to jail? I can't remember who went to jail, but I know G Depp went to jail, but he went on his own recognizance because he felt guilty for killing a guy like back in '94 or something like that, and they let him out. I think he's out now. I think he's out by now. But just the way that it crumbled, the band, that didn't really form into anything of great stature. You had Danny Kane, Day 26, 112, all the R&B groups, they went off. Total, just went up. Biggie, of course, was killed. There's the speculation that Diddy had something to do with it. I'm not going to get into that because that's all, like I said, speculation and conjecture. So I'm not going to discuss that. All right, so I'm going to get to King Hazy, Only Hayes YouTube channel. Yo, peace up. I'm liked and loaded. Stop by Chef MG's stream and pick up some subs. Okay. I'll see about that. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. You liked. I hope the loaded means you subscribed. I definitely need that subscription so I can get to 770. At the beginning of this month, I was at 635 subscribers. I'm now at 769. And there are zero viewers right now. So I appreciate that because there technically isn't zero. It's probably like one person watching. Like I said, I just said it's going to change to one. At least one person watching. But I got money, so I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Pause, Diddy, Dame is selling pause buttons. Diddy needs a whole case of those. He needs like a whole truckload of pause buttons. But yeah, I'm about to get into this part of the show. This is about to get serious right now. So salute to 50, one of the greatest businessmen of all time, especially American businessmen. Salute to him, and I hope he does well with all his endeavors. All right, I have to do a conspiracism because I just looked it up online, how many people were really into it. They're saying that Diddy really isn't in the maximum security detention center, the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC in Brooklyn, New York. They're saying that there's a clone of Diddy actually, trying to take away from the idea that there's the real Diddy in there. I'm subbed already. I'll stay tapping in. Really, I'm on live right now too. Make sure you hit me up with the Cash App. Hit me up with the Cash App. I'm asking for $10 at least. Charles 13X hit me up with $25. If you want to do $25, that's cool. But I'm asking just for $10 at least $10. That's all I'm asking for Cash App or PayPal or Venmo, whatever suits you best. I don't do Zelle. Zelle, I tried it and the money went back, and I was like, I don't like this. I'm not feeling it. Cash App was like, it came through. I was like, I got my money. I sent the money. It went through. They got their money. Same thing with PayPal and Venmo. Don't make it hot. Okay, cool. Don't make it hot, Charles 13X. And it's funny because it's like King Hazy is talking, and so is Charles 13X. So I'll cool it down. I'll keep it cool. I'll just say that I got $135 to go. That's all I'm going to say. $135 to go for the day. I tried to do $160. I got $135 to go. And that's thanks to somebody that's very special to this room. Not going to say the name. I'm not going to blow it up. But I appreciate him and I thank him. All right, so the clone. Really? That's where we are in this society. That's the scary part where we're really in. Where we're saying that a clone is in Diddy's place in MDC, Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, United States of America. Like, this is fun to me. This is how weird and goofy and how sick and twisted most of the populace really is. And sadly, I mean, I respect people who have faith. I don't really respect people who are agnostic. I respect people who have faith, but it's mainly the people that have faith that have these different inclinations. It's kind of like the astrology. I mean, I don't take it that seriously. It's not that serious, but but it is serious. That's your life. I mean, why would you go out by some astrological signs that don't mean anything to anyone at any time ever? They're just pseudo. I mean, it's worse than pseudoscience. It's like something even lower, sub pseudoscience. So that's the sad part about all of this. That's the real sad part. It's like we have so many people that would say, "Oh yeah, that's true. I believe in God and I believe in my astrology," but science, I mean, that's just a pagan. That's a pagan religion. Like I think Candace Owens said that. That's a pagan thing. That's about using the pagan ideals. But that's what's going on in the world today. That's what's happening right now. People are believing in things that they don't understand. Just like Stevie Wonder said, superstition. You believe in things that you don't understand. Whether it's the existence of the theory of God or on astrology or whatever the case may be, in any facet of life of mysticism or anything like that. So that's what it comes down to with Diddy. He's a clone. Just like they said with Gucci Mane. Oh, he's looking better. He's looking healthy. He's got a 6-pack. He's got, he's got the jewels on it. Must be a clone. Like, what? And I think people take it seriously. People are serious about it. People take it seriously. They don't, I don't think they're like just playing. Yeah, no, science is real, definitely real. I'm saying pseudoscience is something worse than pseudoscience, something that's, seems on its face to be real, but is actually not. That's what I was saying, King Hazy. I believe in science. I know science. I'm with Darwin. I'm with Newton. Newton is probably the most important figure in all of science. Newton, even though there's Galileo and so many others, there's the Greeks, there's so many figures and the people that came after him, like Einstein, like Darwin and Einstein. But Newton probably was the most revolutionary and most important part of the physical world and advancing the scientific method. Newton, he really did the work. He invented calculus when he was 26 years old. Like, are you kidding me? Who does that? Some people, like, that's the amazing thing. Like, and then there's like teenagers, people that take calculus in school, that master it. But could they have invented it at their age? I doubt it. Maybe there might have been some people that have come to it independently, and maybe they're like 13, 14 years old, and they know how to do calculus, and they could have started on their own. But so what I think that there is a definite way of looking at the entire scope of things. It's a way of looking at how this is a weird society. We're like very focused on logic and reason, but then there's God. It's like a barrier. It's like, I'm about logic and reason and science and truth and facts and reality, but there's God, and I have to. There's that tussle. There's that tension. It's a tension between God and what we believe in, what we know, what we believe, and what we know. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. I got that from Training Day. That's Alonzo Harris, aka Denzel Washington's Academy Award-winning role. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You want to go home? You want to go home tonight? And that's the irony too. He doesn't go home, but I'm spoiling it for everybody if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna get to Charles 13X in a minute, but he doesn't go home, but Jake goes home. So he kept on asking, "You want to go home? You want to go home?" Charles 13X. Oh my God, this is a bombshell. This is a bombshell. He says the black man is God. Explain that. Break it down like you're a 5%er, like you're of the nation of gods and earths. Break that down mathematically. What is today's math, by the way? Say one or the other first. What is today's math? And then break down why the black man is God. And instead of the grafted devil, instead of the grafted devil being God, why is the black man God? Break it down for me. I know you're. I wish they had bubbles on here. They don't have the text bubbles, so I can't tell if he's typing or not. But yeah. So hey, Diddy is not a clone. Like it's so messed up that I have to even say that. So weird that I even have to talk in that way of thinking that Diddy is even considered a clone. Like there are no. The only thing we've cloned so far that I know of in America, or had to do with Americans, was might have been. Hold on, it might not have been in America because they might not have had that dollar to shoot. It wasn't even in the U.S. It wasn't even in the United States, but I think Americans had something to do with it. It was in Scotland, I think. I'm looking for it right now. I'm still trying to find it. I'm still trying to find it. I'm looking for it right now. Give me a moment. There were African clawed frogs in 1958. The successful cloning of Dolly led to widespread advancements with stem cell research, including the discovery of induced pluripotent stem cells. So I think it was in Scotland. Part of the University of Edinburgh, Scotland, and the biotechnology company PPL Therapeutics. Okay, so this is Scott. I thought American had to do with it, but the world's most famous sheep by BBC News and Scientific American. Okay, so it was named after American Dolly Parton. But yeah, that's the most famous clone of of all time. They've had other clones. Okay, okay. Charles 13X. The black man is a supreme consciousness that is righteous in nature. Now, see, I am an objectivist, and I just go by individuals. I don't say about black people, red people, brown people, white people, yellow people. I talk about individuals. Now, I respect Charles 13X, but we disagree here. I'm a man of color, not a black man in the traditional sense. If that is made clear, that has to be made clear. Because what is there? What did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say that the worst devil was? What was the worst devil? I'll give you time. I'll give you a little bit of time, Charles 13X. What did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say was the worst devil? I'll give you some time. I'm going to talk about Diddy clones. Diddy did not clone himself. There are no cloned humans, as far as I am completely certain of. There are no clones of human beings. We've not reached that level of scientific elevation yet. There are too many regulations and controls that are banning that, which I think would be amazing if we had somebody that was cloned of ourselves and we could use their organs as our own. If a liver went out, our heart needed to get transplanted, we needed new kidneys, we could just use our clone. That's all we would have to do. That's everything we would have to do. But there's so many regulations and controls by the government of the United States and other territories, but especially the United States, because like I said before, everybody follows the United States. If the United States said there are no illicit drugs, all the drugs that weren't approved by the FDA, they're completely legal. They're totally on the street. Everything is good. So, but Charles 13X he broke it down very studiously. I appreciate that. He's wrong. I disagree with him. We strive as a people, not as individuals. No, because as a people, what are a people but a collection of individuals? You can't have a people without an individual. It's just like your hand. And I'm not downing people. People are great. But look at your hand. I mean, the natural form of a person that was born with 5 fingers or didn't lose any in a accident or something that was severe, like a war zone, you have 5 fingers: pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Index? I said, and I think they say first finger, then second finger, third finger, fourth finger, then thumb. But you make all that together, what do you get? A fist. Because this you can't fight with, unless there's a certain martial arts that I don't know of. But you try to fight with these, you're going to get your fingers broken. Your fingers are going to break. So what do? You gather them together into a fist, and that makes one fist. It's still individualistic. It's still an individual. It's an individual fist. That's what you have, an individual fist. He says, Charles 13X says, as an individual, we pass away today. No, I disagree with you, sir. I disagree with you. And what's today's mathematics? Let's see what today's mathematics are. Peace, wisdom, understanding, harmony, unity. I'm just making up. I don't know what they are. I don't know today's math. But I know in certain sectors of places in New York City, especially, if you don't know today's math, you get your face stomped. I know that. I've heard that from Mr. Troy Star Terrain. People got their face slapped for not knowing today's mathematics. King Hazy says, King Hazy only Hayes YouTube channel, laughing. Oh, see, I don't know what are you laughing at? What's funny? I don't know about emojis. I don't do emojis. I do text. I like text. I like words. I don't know what the smile, the happy, crying, laughing face means. What does that mean, King Hazy? Explain yourself, sir. Charles 13X has gone out of his way to be very concise and direct and very knowledgeable in his own right. And you just had the laughing face. I don't know what that means. But there are no clones of Diddy. Diddy is definitely beyond bars, I guess you can say. I don't know if he's literally in bars, or maybe it's just like a clear, plexiglass enclosure. I don't know. Okay, getting stopped for not knowing the math of the day was funny. Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, it's real. It's real. You can ask Charles 13X probably knows more than I. I've never seen it. I never heard of it, but I know that Mr. Troy Star Terrain said if you don't know today's math, in some places around New York, some places in Brooklyn, and other areas, other boroughs, you can get your face stomped or your face slapped or, roughed up for not knowing today's math. Okay, here we go. Charles 13X. Today's math is wisdom, knowledge, all being born to understanding, meaning that your knowledge will manifest through your ways and actions to bring forth understanding. Thank you for today's math. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. That's all I'm talking about. That's real. That's real talk. So we have to take that into account. So I'm just here to say that there are no clones of Diddy. Diddy is definitely in MDC. He is eating corn that has mold on it, allegedly. He's eating green beans that are still frozen, allegedly. All this is allegedly. He's allegedly eating, a Salisbury steak that's got, pieces of plastic in it. I'm just saying he's not used to these meals, and that's the main thing that he's arguing about. He's not arguing about, having the touch of a woman or, saying he wants to be with his kids even. He's saying the worst thing is the food. And you know what? I don't really blame him, because that's what I was like when I was in boot camp and when I was in the psych ward, the VA in Brockton, Massachusetts. The first thing came to mind was the food, especially in boot camp. Boot camp was crazy. We were like, why is this? They asked one when he was a recruit. He's now a Marine, but when he was a recruit, they asked him, what's one surprising thing you found out about being in the recruit training? He was like, that the food is that good, and it was banging. Like it was like Louisiana, kind of like it was in South Carolina, but they had like a Cajun kind of like cuisine. It was really good. We could hardly eat it. Once you said God don't stack trays, you couldn't even chew. You couldn't even chew, or they'll call you out. Be like, Saunders, I see you chewing. Saunders, why are you chewing? That's the froggy voice that the drill instructors have. Hey, Saunders, why are you chewing? What you doing chewing? And so then I got to fast forward. That's like 2007, and fast forward till 2012, 5 years. Good God. I was in the psych ward for 5 months, doing a bid. I guess you can say that was my bid. That was my college education. They paid me though. They paid me $23,000 for being in the psych ward. See, they don't tell you that though. Nobody tells you that. You got to learn it from the people that's inside. I don't even think people even know that in Hollywood. Nobody even showcases that in Hollywood or anything. But anyway, so I went to to sit down, had my meal. It was like rice, like chicken, like shaved chicken, not like a chicken with the bone in it. I think it was like just shaved chicken pieces with gravy and like peas or something like that. I was like, this is kind of good. He said, what? Sign me up. Charles 13X is a problem. Well, you have to go crazy. You have to be in the military. There's two things. I can't call it for, private or state prisons. But oh yeah, private prison. I'll tell you, this one psychiatric ward was really banging, and like people in my family have gone there, and they could attest that the food is just magnifique. It's excellent. So I'm not trying to say, go crazy or have a manic episode or something like that. But if you happen to have one and you were in the military, that's the way to go. Because this is the thing though, I got paid for being in the military facility, the VA. Then I went to the prison. I keep on saying prison. Went to the private mental facility, and they paid for my visit, which would have been like $30,000 for the private. So they paid for that. I didn't pay for that. The insurance paid for, the whatever military paid for that. So I wasn't mad. Clarence 13X was locked up at the. You're speaking in the third person? Okay. Locked up at the Mattawan State Hospital for the criminally insane. That's what we carry around with us. That's what's, you'll never know. I would have never known that from the way you speak. You can't. I don't know if you can tell from me. You can probably tell from me. I'm manic. And I'm depressive too. That's why I have bipolar. So the Mattawan State Hospital for the criminally insane. I'm gonna look that up. Mattawan. So that's in New Jersey. Is that true? Is that what you're saying? Charles 13X? Oh, wait a minute. He says, started the 5% nation. I'm not talking about me. Oh, my dumb ass. Facts. Yeah, I was like, are you talking to the third person? That's right. Charles 13X did found the nation of gods and earth, the 5%ers. I just didn't click. It didn't click for me. I'm slow. No, it didn't click for me. You got sense though. Thank you. I'm pretty stupid though. I don't have too good common sense. I really don't have common sense. I have wisdom. Once something it takes me a long time to figure some stuff out. But once I get it, I got it. And wisdom comes with it. And my understanding of life and my understanding of what's true, it all comes in. No, Clarence 13 is not. Yeah. I'm thinking your name is Clint. See, that's how slow I am. Charles 13X. I read Clarence 13X and thought you were saying Charles 13X. I'm stupid, but you're exactly right. You're exactly right, Scholar. You're gonna get me in trouble if you keep saying Charles. Okay, I'll be quiet. The gentleman 13X. Yeah, 13X. I'll say 13X. 13X is saying he's correcting my dumb ass because I should have said Clarence 13X. And Clarence 13X is dead, so I can say Clarence 13X. But I'm going to say 13X from now. As long as you continue to listen and learn, you'll become smarter. Exactly. Facts. That's true. And as a matter of fact, let me see what you are. Chef TMGZ. I'm going to go on there right now. All right, you're looking at. I'm looking at Chef TMGZ, 2.61 thousand subscribers. Is that right? Got a guy in the with a hat on and a beard and a goatee. Okay, good to go. I got you. Now you got to hit me back up. I follow you. You follow me. You follow me. I follow back. I follow back. I follow back. I swear I will. You subscribe to me. I just subscribed to you. Yeah, it's this channel. What do you mean? it's Oh, I'll just put it. Forget it. Why am I being hard head? Hard head. Should have capitalized the other S, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so there are no clones, kids. There are no clones. We like to say it's cute, it's funny, it's ha ha he he, But it's like when you get serious about it, that's when it gets to a problem. And you're like, you're just looking around, just looking at people, and you're thinking like they're just talking about I saw he came out of prison. He was all swollen and everything. He had a gut when he came into prison. It's called exercise. It's called dieting. That's the whole point of, for people that are getting out of prison. It's rehabilitation. It's corrections and keeping away from society. When you re-enter society, you should be better off than when you came into the prison system. And that's facts. So that's the reason why with Gucci, man, I posted in his stream. Who's his? What are you talking about? But oh right, it's the white man's fault. Who's talking about the white man? I'm talking about the white. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about anybody that subscribes to the theory of God, which is billions of people. That's just a fact. It's just a fact of reality. And there's not going to be an objectivist in the next maybe 200 years going to be president. It's going to be a long time. So we're well past my lifetime. But I'm not talking about the white man. I'm just saying that everybody's that red, brown, yellow, white, black. Everybody that believes in something that isn't there, that isn't true, that isn't real, has no atoms, has no ideal, no anything. Okay, 13X was calling the black man God, Skylar. Oh, you're talking about him. Oh, yeah. Well, 13X is wrong. 13X is wrong. But I appreciate him for for responding. But we just have a disagreement on that front. It's nobody's fault. It's the evolution of humanity. The white man's time isn't limited, and so is yours. Seems about right to me, because we're going to be destructive. We're going to kill each other. It's going to just be a whole, what they call MAD, mutual assured destruction. MAD, mutual assured destruction. That's what all it's going to be. Everything's just going to be. That's what's going to be the Bible. The Bible did predict. The Bible's right. I think the Bible was right. What did he say? Not water, but what next time? Scott, what am I wrong about? What are your facts? You were saying how the individuals. I was talking about when you were saying how the people are we strive as people, not as individuals. And I was saying how I was giving you a metaphor of the fingers and the hand. And when you fight, do you fight like this? There may be some kind of martial arts that fights like this, but mainly you fight like this with a closed fist. See, these represent the individuals, right? And then they become people, but they're one people. So it's still individualistic because it's one fist. Even though they're still individual people, they made a union that they're all together. That's all I'm saying. So we're both right. Nobody's wrong. Well, only if you say that individualism is above collectivism. That's all I'm saying. That's the drum that I'm trying to beat. That's it. But hey, it's been real. I appreciate it. Thank you all. I'm going over my time, so I have to get out of here. But I appreciate you all. Thank you very much to the gentleman who gave me $25. He knows who he is. I'm not the one saying that. You are. Okay. We'll have to say that. We'll have to say it for tomorrow. I'll have some other issue with Diddy, I'm sure. Or maybe somebody else in hip hop. But I appreciate your time, and I will see you sometime tomorrow, probably at 6 p.m. as well. Thank you very much. Take care.